And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Tim Tulloch-Hatchery. Happy Veterans Day, everybody. We have live racing today. Let's talk about yesterday real quick. I was not here yesterday, but it looks like trainer Claudio Gonzalez, Dale Capuano, they had a couple big days yesterday. They won 2 races each. Tommy Shelby won the 2-year-old feature race yesterday.
Yeah, Tommy Shelby was fantastic. A nice, consistent young horse. Broke his maiden first time out for maiden 25. I had him on top first time out and followed this horse from the beginning. Just always showed up and showed up big yesterday. Beating the nice horse coming out of the Maryland Million that ran second behind Our Nation's Parade.
Right.
His name escapes me right now of Hammy Smith. Good-looking effort.
All right, so that was all yesterday. Happy Veterans Day. We have live racing today. A beautiful holiday to come on out here, spend it at Laurel Park. First race goes off 12:25. Happy Veterans Day to all our military people out there who have served. So come on out here, spend the day with us. Couple nice 3 carryovers, matter of fact, for you today. Nice carryover in that late pick 5. That starts race 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. There's the carryover, a little over 4,000. I have a ticket for that. That starts race 5. We'll take a look at that. When we get to the 5th race, you can study all of our tickets and plays for today online at laurelpark.com underneath the handicapping section. Also, nice press release that went out yesterday on My Star Potential, a big winner yesterday here for Claudio. So there's the carryover in the late pick 5. Rainbow pick 6. That's going to start race 4 today. Tim, I know you have a ticket for that. We'll have a little carryover, a little shy of 1,100 in the Rainbow pick 6.
Yeah, a little carryover there. Spread in a few of those races are a little tough, no doubt about it. But I think it's pretty playable at the end of the day, but just be careful in a couple of those spots.
All right, so that starts in race 4. So those are the carryovers for today. It's Veterans Day. Big carryover for this week is next Friday. The entries for Friday are out. No, they didn't know.
No, today.
Yeah, today. That's right. They take entries. They took entries for Thursday yesterday. They take entries today for Friday. So later on this afternoon, you can start studying up for that popular national wager, the Stronach 5. There's the carryover. It's over 91,000. That's next Friday. We're going to have a big weekend next weekend. Next Saturday is Military Appreciation Day right here at Laurel Park. Salute to military families. We have a couple stake races on the day. The gates open at 11 o'clock. First race 12:25. Learn more about that on our website, laurelpark.com. underneath our events page. So a big week here, Veterans Day, Military Appreciation Day next Saturday. Let's get right to it, show you a picture. There's a nice T-shirt giveaway. That's going to be the feature next Saturday. Nice-looking T-shirt giveaway.
Good-looking T-shirt.
For Military Family Appreciation Day.
Absolutely. So make sure you come out here next Saturday and you're going to have a good time. You get yourself a nice T-shirt.
All right, so learn more about that on the website. Let's show a picture of the main track. Main track rated fast today. They're working on it right now. So a fast main track. The conditions, we're going to get a little warmer today, up to 62, mostly sunny with a fast track. Let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the Rolling Super High 5. We have a carryover in race 1, a little over 700. That's a low 15% takeout for the Rolling Super High 5. We have that every race with 5 or more, or with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also, race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5. This is paid big a couple times this weekend. It's a mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. Here we go. Race 1. We're going a flat mile. Maiden claiming 25,000 for maiden 2-year-old fillies. I go with the 1 on top here. Princess Anne gets 5 pounds off with the apprentice Victor Rosales aboard for Gary Capuano. A good second last out at Delaware against maiden 25 going a mile. So I think this daughter across traffic has a good foundation underneath her today in her 3rd career start. You're getting some weight off, so I have her on top. You pick her second.
I pick her second. She's coming in off a little bit of a break, but she's had 4 works since her last race on September 18th. It was a good effort in her last start when she ran second, getting beat 6 lengths. That was a 2-turn mile. She has to run the 1-turn mile here to the second wire here today. That's a little bit of a test, even off that route race that she already has underneath her, but I quite like her back in here for this maiden 25.
All right, you have the 7 on top here. The 7 for trainer Kelly Breen, shipping down from Penn National. 2-year-old daughter into Mischief, gets Trevor McCarthy to ride.
Yeah, and this one got tired sprinting first time out of the box late, close to the pace, and then basically stopped. This is going to be second time out, stretching out, should work for this one. Buy Into Mischief out of an Empire Maker mare, dropping in class. And Kelly Breen has some stalls here. I don't know if this horse has been training here. Doesn't have a work here, but certainly could be out there galloping every morning here, because Kelly does have some stalls here. And, it's a second time out of the box. Kelly's pretty good. Hits about 20% of the time.
All right, I use her in my top three. Jevion Toledo, who won that feature yesterday on Tommy Shelby. He's on one of the favorites here, the 4 Super Donna G by Super 99 for Hugh McMahon. 4th last out, got put up to 3rd. Was wide in that trip. Now we stretch out to a mile today for the first time on the main track. Tried going a mile on the turf last September here at Laurel. Ran okay that day. Toledo will ride. We both used the 4 here, Super Donna G.
Bottom of my ticket, and the route race on the turf wasn't a bad effort. Ends up getting beat 4 lengths at the end of it for the whole thing, so should be able to handle the mile by Super 99 out of a Noble Causeway mare. Well, a little turf there, but this one might appreciate routing on the main track.
All right, and Sheldon Russell, he had a win yesterday on Fannie Bell Fleming. He rides the 5 Lady Fire for Michael Stidham, 2-year-old daughter Frisian Fire. Tried maiden 40 sprinting on the turf in debut, was bet down to 6-1. Didn't break very well, was a little wide, but only got beat 4.5 lengths. Now we had a little drop today, and we're stretching out on the main track.
Yeah, laid pretty close, sprinting reasonably close for going 5.5 furlongs, so we'll automatically be closer going this 1-turn mile here, getting onto the main track for the first time with 2 works since that last race. Again, by Frisian Fire out of Harlan's Holiday mare. It doesn't bleed grass. Might like the dirt with no issue whatsoever, and the route.
All right, so take out the 3 Carousel Marge here in the opener. Nice 8-horse field. Maiden 2-year-old fillies to kick off the early pick 5. You need some good coverage there, I think, in the opener to play that early pick 5. You like the early pick 4. That starts in race 2. Here's your ticket. Let's check it out.
Yeah, and you'll need some coverage here in the second. I'll go 4 deep here, 1, 5, 7, 8. 1, 6 in the third, spread a little bit in the fourth, 8, 9, 10, and my single comes in race 5. The one looking at Blessing for Anthony Ferrier, second time here at Laurel Park off a claim, 2 back at Churchill Downs.
All right, let's take a look here at race 2. Going 6 furlongs, maiden claiming 16,000 for filly and mares 3 and up. The 1, Margie's Band's going to be one of the favorites here. You have the 1 on top. I use her second. Let's take a look. Last December 2018, she was a 2-year-old. Here's her debut. Here's the start. Not a very good start.
No, not a very good start. She doesn't break the best here and doesn't really get pinched. She just doesn't get away. She breaks that half step slow, and once that happens, look how quickly horses open up on you. Does not take long, and even though she didn't get away terrible, well, you've got to get away good enough. But was brave all the way around there, and now she's coming up the inside in her very first start of her career, and that shows that she's game. She's got something to her. She's got some schmaltz to her, I guess. She stays in there and she keeps on trying to the wire. And Keith Fusel made an interesting point yesterday with when he talked about the comment lines, and you can see it right here. I mean, sometimes people will just say finished even or weak and whatever, and there's a comment line: step slow but finished with interest. And I think that's important to know. And Keith's been doing that a little bit, where if a horse might be running 4th, he might comment that, hey, was still trying all the way down there.
All right, so we showed you that video. Trainer Hugh McMahon's done well for owner-breeder M. Terry Shane. This mare, Margaret Mary's been a solid producer. She's thrown some winners already. So the 1, Margie's Band, coming off the layoff here for M. Terry Shane and Hugh McMahon. We both used. The 5 I have on top, though, Data Princess, making her first start on the main track today. We've had a bunch of turf to dirt winners this weekend here at Laurel. So 3-year-old daughter of Data Link, been running well. There are a couple tries on the turf, not bad. Her synthetic tries last November at Woodbine. Well, one race was okay up there, but at least she has a couple races under her belt now, sprinting on the turf. Now we drop back down to the maiden 16 today, not the toughest spot. So I go with the 5, Data Princess on top.
Yeah, getting the main track for the first time, and she's been pretty decent on the turf while sprinting, and on the synthetic while sprinting. She's going to sprint on the main track here today. She does have a work here, pretty decent work on the main track here at Laurel on the 19th of October, 48-1. So it looks like that she gets over the main track here at Laurel just fine for Ferris Allen and Horacio Caramanos.
All right, so we both like the 1-5. We both used the 8 as well. Honorable Profit, second start in a Wayne Potts barn. Ricardo Chappie will ride. Oh, he ran okay on the turf last out, but beaten favorite against Maiden 75 at Finger Lakes 2 starts ago. It's going to have to do a little bit better than that here today. This probably I wanted to pick the horse higher. I wanted to pick the horse second or third, but then I saw the race at Finger Lakes, and that's why I use this filly fourth.
Yeah, even though she ran second that day at Finger Lakes, it does stick out as not a particularly good race, but she did run pretty decent earlier this year at Belmont Park and Maiden 40 State Bred up there going 3/4 of a mile, where she ran second again, only got beat 4 lengths. But she's in decent form. I mean, her races, well, they haven't been great races, and they've been not big. It's great competition. She has been running consistently well, so I give her a little bit of a shot here.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 3, we're going a flat mile, claiming 5,000. Filly and mares 3 and up. Never won 2. Lifetime. Claudio Gonzalez had a 2-win day yesterday. He has the favorite here in race 3. Life and Flash, 6-5 morning line. You're getting the 5-pound apprentice Victor Rosales. Victor and Claudio 35% together here in Maryland with a positive ROI. Good second last out right here at Laurel Park at this level, going a mile. Had a wide trip that day. Might be able to save a little ground today, breaking on the inside. So we both have the favorite on top race 3.
Well, her last 2 races here at Laurel Park have been really pretty good races. Her last start where she only got beat 3 lengths, running second to Lulu's on the Move. And then she won earlier, going the 1-turn mile earlier this year at the end of July. So those are recent races here on the main track at Laurel Park. They've both been good, positive efforts. She's my best bet of the day, Life in Flash, here this afternoon. So I think Claudio Gonzalez, Victor Rosales, they can get it done.
Yeah, she'll be a popular favorite. I don't try to beat her. I have her on top. We like the same 4 filly and mares here in the 3rd. The 6 we both use in our exacta. River of Fire, first start in the Charlie Lynch barn. Trevor McCarthy rides this daughter of English Channel. This will be her first start on the main track today, and she catches the right group.
She certainly catches the right group, and she's been running pretty well. Didn't run well at Gulfstream Park in her last start, September 29th, but is getting dirt for the first time, and you automatically think English Channel turf. Well, those English Channels will run on just about anything. They don't really care. Out of a repent mare. This could work for River of Fire, certainly at this level. If she runs back to a couple of those races that she ran on the grass, certainly going to be good enough to get it done here. And a couple of local works for Charlie Lynch.
All right, so they all have to beat the heavy favorite here in the 3rd. Life and Flash, going to be tough. We like the same filly and mares underneath the favorite here in the 3rd. You like the pick 6 today. That starts race 4. We kick off the middle pick 4 and the 20-cent rainbow pick 6 in race 4. There's the carryover, a little shy of 1,100. Let's check out your ticket, see how you play it.
Yeah, $64.80 ticket, and I spread a little bit most of the pick 6, 3 deep in the 4th and the 5th. As you can see, my single comes in race 6, the 8. That's a Run for the Munnings and Jeremiah Engelhardt. I think that one's going to be very, very tough today, coming off 2 just misses in his last 2. Spread in the 7th, 5, 6, 8, 11, and spread in the 8th and 9th, 3 deep in both of those races. $64.80 ticket. Good luck if you play along in the Rainbow Pick 6.
All right, let's take a look. Race 4, we're going a flat mile, claiming 5,000. Filly and mares 3 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-old fillies are the conditions here. We both go with a cold 9-10, 8-7 superfecta here in race 4. We're identical here in the 4th. Lulu's on the move for Hammy Smith. Sharp winner last out with Victor Carrasco aboard. Victor back aboard this 4-year-old daughter of Patio Prado. She won last out. The 10's dropping from the 10,000 last out where she got beat for 10,000. She was an all right 3rd. She's going to be tough to beat here, but we both go with the filly with the recent win on her form.
Well, she has good recent form on the main track. Her last 2 starts have been good efforts with that second and then coming back out of that race and winning in her last start for that 2 lifetime nickel. Returns at the same level. A work sense for Hammy Smith. Victor Carrasco returns. There's just a lot to like here with Lulu's on the move.
All right, so we both have her on top. She's in good form. The 10, though, is going to be tough. Fiduciary Values for Jesse Cruz and Wasabi dropping from that race last out in the slop. Ran a 65 buyer speed figure, was 3rd against 10,000, 3 life, the 3rd behind Fanny Bell Fleming, who won yesterday. So the 10's coming out of a strong race she'll be tough to beat. And here's the video we have on this filly from
Yeah,
last
I mean,
out.
she's just to the outside, and she tries really hard all the way into the stretch. She laid close to the lead, and then she just at the end of the day gets a little late. Now, she hadn't run a route of ground in a while. In fact, you have to go all the way back to last October to find a route of ground for fiduciary values, but she hangs in there all the way down to the end. This will be second time going long for this year. She'll get back to a fast track, and if you look down her form, you'll see some good fast track races, sprinting and going a route of ground. So I think that's going to help this filly this afternoon. And Angel Cruz for Jesse Cruz here this afternoon. She's 3-1 on the line, and she might sneak away at 4-5-1.
All right, well, we'll see. The 9-10 we have on top. The 8, your morning line favorite here with McCarthy. This filly's making her first lifetime start on the main track. She won last out on the turf at Delaware for Jamie Nash. She'll be well bet with these connections, but question mark here. The 8, Origa, your favorite, making her first start on the main track.
Yeah, it is a little question. She's by Dunkirk, who's by Unbridled Song, out of a Copeland mare. Just the top side, that whole family, anything related to Unbridled Song, can be very talented or very unreliable and very picky. They're picky types of horses. So you just don't know what you're going to get here this afternoon with her stepping on the dirt for the first time. She could run a hole in the wind, or she could run out the back door. I'm just not sure, but you had to use her, no doubt about it.
All right, so we both have a cold 9-10, 8-7 on top there in race 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. The big carryover of the day is in that late pick 5 starting race 5. It's over 4,000. We'll check it out right after this. The best bets at Laurel Park are the Pick 5s, and we have 2 of them. The early Pick 5 starts in race 1 and is a mandatory payout. The late Pick 5 is the last 5 races of the day and has carryover potential. Both Pick 5s at Laurel Park have an industry-low 12% takeout. The Pick 5s at Laurel Park, your best bet. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. Late pick 5. They didn't hit it yesterday, so we have a nice carryover today. There it is, $4,069. Starts race 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. Let's take a look at my late pick 5 ticket, $48 ticket. I couldn't come up with a single. It's a tough sequence. Hopefully I'm live after races 5 and 6. Race 5, I go 4 deep. I used the 157-10 here in the 5th race. The 10 Juniper Avenue is a good 6-1 there with Jorge Riaz aboard. Then I go 168. Nice allowance race there in race 6. Maybe I get a decent price with the 1 Stroll Smoking. And then race 7, a price play of the day, I like the 6 Monkeys Meadow on top at 10-1. I like the 5 Bobby G in there as well. And then race 8, I go 6-10. And then in the finale, I used the 3 and the 6. $48 ticket. You can study it some more on our website, laurelpark.com. Let's take a look here at race 5. Going a flat mile, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds. The conditions here for the 5th. We both like the 1 on top here. Looking at Blessing for trainer Anthony Ferrier. The barn's having a solid meet, and Weston Hamilton gets on this 5-year-old son of Preakness winner. Looking at Lucky, a big second at Ellis Park back in late August for a beaten nickel level. Good second at Churchill for $10,000 late September. Claimed that day by Ferrier. Didn't run very well first off the claim. Beaten favored here at Laurel for $10,000, but we dropped to the nickel today. Hopefully that's enough for the 1 looking at Blessing.
Well, that last race looked like a good spot for looking at Blessing, and it probably was, but ran into a very tough Tachyon that day. Tachyon just circled the field and galloped that day and didn't run quite as well as everyone had hoped. But this is going to be second time Laurel. Benefits from a race over the track now, and I think this one moves forward on a little bit of the drop. Look, the races are there. I mean, they're all up and down his form. You can find them. They're at Churchill, they're at Oaklawn, they're at Ellis Park. If he runs back to any one of those, it's going to be good enough for looking at Blessing, and I think he can do that today with this group.
All right, so we both have the 1 on top. We have a video spotlight of the 5, unequivocal. Let's show you the race from last out, October 11th, against 10,000 Company. Here's the start for the 5 this day. Not the best start, tight start. We'll see it once again coming out of the 5-0. They all kind of converge there on the 5 unequivocal.
Yeah, they just squeeze him out there a little bit, and he loses a little bit of ground because he's got to tap on the brakes a little bit. But then he works his way up here around the turn, up on the inside, under Javion Toledo in this start here. Comes up the fence and is going to salvage a pretty good finish at the end of the day for this 10,000 as he comes up the fence here, and then excuse me, and then salvages a pretty good finish running second. As you see him coming up here. But look, today he's taking a drop off the claim. He gets Johan Rosado today for Lacey Gaudette. And as you see him on the red blinkers there, and he's closing in there. Lacey pretty good off the claim, 22% off the claim. Stretching back out to a mile. But if you look back on his form, you'll see a nice mile race on a sloppy track here at Laurel Park last March. I give that race a little consideration, but I like his next race where he ran 7/8 of a mile here. He ran a decent number, 66. The result wasn't the best, but it was against much tougher. It was an A out of the end, Still Dreaming. Still Dreaming is a half to Nyquist who won that race. But I like that 7/8 race. If he can run back to that race going in 1 turn mile on a fast track here today, it should be pretty okay for Unequivocal and Lacey Gaudette.
All right, so we both used the horse. We don't pick the horse on top. He's dropping off the claims. That's a little bit of a question mark here for the 5 Unequivocal. But he catches the right level. A good second for 10,000 last out. You would think he'd be tough here. Now he stretches out to a mile today. So we both used the 5. We pick him in our exacta. The 7 King Leo, first time in the Claudio Gonzalez barn. Alex Cintron will ride. This 3-year-old colt by Tapazar, 1 win, 1 second from 2 starts going a mile. And now first start in the Claudio barn. He's 24% with new horses in his barn.
Yeah, 6-1 on the morning line. And Claudio had 2 horses slip away yesterday at big prices. One paid $20, the other one paid $12, $14. So don't let this one slip away. As you mentioned, first time in the Claudio Gonzalez barn. That's worth 24%. And he's got some strong. He's got some strong route races on his form this past summer at Monmouth Park. A big race there, while running second at the $16,000 level, and on the turf, good route races. So they're in there. The races are there, and you're getting first time Claudio and first time routing Claudio on the main track.
All right, so big field here in race 5 to kick off the late pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 6, one of our features of the day here to kick off the late pick 4. We're going 5.5 furlongs, first level allowance condition, 3-year-olds and upward. We both have the 8 on top here in race 6. We have a video spotlight to show you of the 8, Run for the Munnings, and the 6, Ziggy Mon. They both come out of the same race, October 20th, right here at Laurel Park on a sloppy track. They're in front, battling with each other, turning for home. Run for the Money is going to be a good second this day. Ziggy Mon still a real useful third, and they're probably going to be hooking up once again today, turning for home.
Yeah, they will be. And this was a big race for both these horses. I mean, Ziggy Mon was 14, almost 15-1 in that start, and Run for the Munnings figured he was a short fight favorite and just got beat. But they're both in very, very good form. I think I like probably Run for the Munnings back on the fast track. I think even though he ran a better number, I think he's going to appreciate getting back to a fast track here today. Our top peg. He's had a really nice work right here at Laurel Park since that last race on November 4th, half mile and 48-1. So I think Run for the Munnings, Georgie Vargas returns good. And his last 2 races have been big races, 80 Buyer Spay Fear and 78 Buyer Spay Fear. I think that's going to be good enough here.
All right, so we both have the 8 on top, but Ziggy Mon's going to make him work for it. Ziggy Mon, big effort last out. J.D. Acosta will ride. Big win. The break is made on a fast track at Charlestown. Good effort on a sloppy track last out. He's going to have early speed once again today.
Yeah, he will. And the question is, how much did the slop help him? And you look at the numbers, and he freaked. He went from a 58 2 starts ago to a 78 in his last start. So I have to think that the slop had a lot to do with it in his last start. So he's going to have to duplicate that on a fast track, which he hasn't so far.
All right, the one we both used the one here, Stroll Smoke, and bounced to the moon last out. He's going to have to do beaten favored at this level. Ran huge 2 starts ago here at Laurel, but then came back in 15 days and then bounced. So now they've waited over 30 days to run Stroll Smoke and back with Julio Correa aboard.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if he bounced or just was too fast. This is a horse who likes to run in front, and he had one more great time in there and run for the monies, and he got beat to the lead. If you look at his 3 previous races, he was right on the engine. In his last race, they went 21-3, 44-2. Just too fast for him. He needs that 22 and change and 45s, and it's going to put him right there where he wants to be. I think that's what he'll get today here. He'll get away from the fence. Julio Correa will put him right on the engine, and hopefully he can take him all the way.
The one Stroll Smoking?
The one Stroll Smoking.
You think he's going to go all the way?
I don't know. He could go all the way, but he's certainly not going to go all. He needs the lead. He's a need the lead type of horse. When you look at his races, he's very good. In his last start, he couldn't get to the lead. They were going too fast. 21-3, 44. That's too fast for him. He can't go that fast. If he can get away with 22 and change, he'll be all right.
All right, well, it's been a little bit of a speed favoring track. I think they even go faster today, and there's a bunch of speed on the outside here. So nice big, a 9-horse field, no scratches here in race 6 to kick off the late pick 4. Let's turn the page here. Race 7 kicks off the final pick 3 of the day. We're going a flat mile. It's a new condition here in Maryland. It's a let me read it out to you. For 3 and up, started for $5,000 or less the last couple of years, or claiming price $12,500. So it's essentially a $5,000 starter allowance, optional claiming $12,000. I go the price play of the day. You like Monkey's Medal on top here?
I do.
As well from Mike Gorham, Sheldon Russell. Big win going 1.25 miles 2 starts ago at this level. Came off the turf that day. Came off the turf last out, and he was a good third going a flat mile. He's a 5-time winner here at Laurel Park. 5 times he's won going a mile. This race might be a little tougher. Those races were off the turf races, small fields. Bigger field here today, and some true 12-5 horses in here. You have Bobby G, who's going to be tough, but we both go with Monkey's Medal on top.
Well, look, Monkey's Medal, the worst thing that happens to Monkey's Medal every year is he leaves Laurel Park. He loves it here. 5 of his 9 races have wins have come right here at Laurel Park, and since he's been back here, he's run the two of the best races he's run all year. That win and going 1.25 miles, and then he came back. That was a good-looking effort running that one-turn mile in his last start, where he was running hard in the end. Just ends up getting beat a neck for the whole thing and runs a good number. I think he can come back under Sheldon Russell here today for Mikey Gorham, and he's my price play of the day. Also 10-1 on the line. He's going to come down. We had 3 scratches to the inside, scratched the 1, 2, and the 3 in this race. But Monkey's Medal, I still think you're going to get a pretty decent price, and he's back where he loves it. Back where he thrives, Laurel Park.
Yep. All right. Well, Bobby G's going to be one of the favorites here. He's 5-2 morning line. He likes it here at Laurel Park as well. Let's show you his big win from August 2nd against Nichols Starter, going 7 furlongs. He won by almost 4 lengths this day. Big 80 buyer speed figure. He'd come back after this race, run well at Colonial, and he's tailed off his last couple. But this is a big effort last August right here at Laurel.
Yeah, sure. This was a big effort. This was a nice group for him. He ends up running a big number. 80 buyer speed figure, and it's always easy to run a good number against horses that you're just pounds the best of, and this is exactly what's happening here. Looks good through the lane. Backs that race up at the Colonial race. Even though he got beat, he did run a good number, and he didn't run badly in his next start at the A out of than level, running 4th, getting beat 3 lengths to Bust Off, who was in very good form and would come back and win again. The 1.5 miles on the turf, I'm not sure about that. I mean, okay, let's go 1.5 miles on the turf. The horse is running great on the dirt. Let's try 1.5 miles on the turf. Not sure where that came from, and just didn't work for him. Hopefully he's come out of that race okay, all work since. But he, on his best game, he's going straight to the winner's circle, no doubt about it.
He'll be tough, so we both used him in our exacta. We both like the 8 as well here. Bob's my uncle has been in good form for his last several starts. He's run 14 times this year already for Bruno Tessori. Weston Hamilton will ride. He's a 6-time winner here at Laurel Park. The 8, Bob's my uncle.
He's a veteran campaigner. 14 times, that's nothing. In the old days, this might be his 24th start of his career, but of the year. But he's been very, very good all year. Go back to all the way back to last March, and he's been hitting the board in every single start this year. His worst finish has been fourth, and they weren't even bad beat fourth. They're three lengths. This horse is in great form, running great numbers, getting great results. This horse could be very, very tough here this afternoon because you know he's going to show up. Likes it here at Laurel Park. 6 of 7 of his lifetime wins right here at Laurel Park.
All right, so we both used him. How about the 9, Legends Hope? Ran big when it came off the turf last July here at Laurel Park against Open 25. Won by 6 that day with an 82 buyer. And they tried turf, and that kind of threw him off form. But he might catch the right group today with Weston Hamilton aboard. He's got some early pace, and he gets confident when he's up there on the front end, but he's probably not going to get any easy lead here in this contest.
Yeah, probably not. And there's probably 2 races on his form that are good enough to win here this afternoon. The race you mentioned off the turf, and one earlier, late last year at the $16,000 level where he got the job done. But he's just been a model of inconsistency his whole career. He's 443 in his life. He's 6 years old.
Yeah, you have a 15-1 shot there. The 11 Divine to Intervencio taking a little drop from 2 other than company here for Lacey.
Yeah, I mean, this horse came off a layoff at the end of August, hadn't run since March, and his return races have been not good. Don't get me wrong, but this horse is capable of better than that, and this is the lowest he's run since August of 2018. This is the lowest level he's run. You look at some of those races last year and earlier this year and in 2018. They're all good enough to win if this is the right group for him, and he could find himself back in the winner's circle. That's why I couldn't just toss him off those last 3 starts. I know there's a better horse in there, and it could show up today.
All right, so big field here, and a nice nickel starter, optional claiming 12,000. Take out the 1, 2, 3, but still a big 8-horse field in race 7. A couple maiden races for the late daily double today. Race 8 to kick off the late daily double. We're going a flat mile. Maiden claiming 10,000 for 2-year-olds here in race 8, and we both go with the 6 on top. Mine to Hold for Dale Capuano, the barn with a big 2-win day yesterday. Jorge Riaz rides his 2-year-old by Orient Tate. The lone dirt try at Timonium wasn't too bad. He finished up the race okay that day against Maiden 25. Now he drops to the Maiden 10. We're stretching out on the dirt. He has 4 races underneath him already. I think the 6 well poised to break his Maiden today.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I like this horse. He's stretching, as you mentioned. He's dropping in class. He's coming off a short break here for Dale Capuano. Dale's been very good with his 2-year-olds, and he's got good works coming into his last 3 works, all 3 going 5/8 of a mile. A good work October 13th, 101 and 3. So Dale has tried to put the air into him to get the mile. I think he'll appreciate being on the dirt because that race at Timonium, it wasn't a horrible race at the end of the day. He ends up getting beat 6 lengths. That's a 2-turn 6.5, and you just never know how things happen at the fair. He could have gotten a little bit of a rough trip somewhere along there. So I like Mine to Hold this afternoon.
All right, so we both have the 6 on top. I use a 10 in my Exacta Electric Choke for Wayne Potts and Jen Miller. Nice 8-1 here on this 2-year-old by Flashback. I have this horse on my late pick 5. It'd be a nice price on your late pick 5. We need Jen Miller time here in race 8. But Miller was on this horse last out, a good second when dropping to the Maiden 16 going a mile. Now we drop to the Maiden 10 today. I think the 10 Electric Choke was set up for a big race today.
Well, for sure. I mean, going long on the main track in his last start, pretty good effort. They were walking the dog pretty good, 25-50, but at that type of level, that's going to happen. But this would be second time long on the main track. Is going to benefit from that route race on the main track in his last.
All right, so we both used the 10. We both like the 7, Matty Meister by Bodie Meister. Didn't run well in debut. They tried Maiden 40. It came off the turf that day, sprinting on the dirt, big field, big 12-horse field. Now, he was 16-1 in there. He had to break from the 1 hole in a 12-horse field, so he had that going against him. He gets a much better outside post today. A big drop to the Maiden 10. We're stretching out. We keep McCarthy aboard. You have to take note of that. After the poor debut, McCarthy stays aboard. Big drop today. That should help the 7 Matty Meister.
Yeah, Matty Meister just took the absolute worst of it in his last start. Broke on the rail, didn't break particularly well. Was outrun 20 lengths in a 12-horse field. He's taking a massive amount of kickback, and I'm sure I'd have to go back and watch the race, but I'm sure he was stuck down in there most of the race, or stayed down in there most of the race. So this horse moves forward today, stretching out for the first time in his second start, and no work since that last race on November 1st, but coming back pretty quick in 10 days.
All right, both the 10 Electric Choke and the 2 Bubba 76 come out of the same race. Bubba went to the front last out against Maiden 16, and they got a little tired, finished 4th that day. Now we drop to the Maiden 10, just like Electric Choke. We keep Julio Correa aboard. John Salzman had a big long shot winner earlier this weekend. He'll be live here, I think, with the 2 Bubba 76. This 2-year-old, by imagining, is going to be on the front end. See how far he can take him today.
Well, it's absolutely going to be on the front end, and hopefully he can get away with those easy fractions, 25 and 50. That will certainly help. 3/4 and 1/16, but breaking down there, and John Salzman is going to make sure that this one's in front, vying for the lead. The 4, that Darling Devil's a little interesting. I'd be careful here. Sprinted first time out, bolted on the turn, has had 3 works since then. I watched all 3 of the works, with minded his manners. Went around the corner well, stretching out for the first time. So I'd keep that horse in the back of your mind here. As long as he corners well, he might have a shot here.
All right, so the 4 is going to be a decent price. I'm sure the 2 is a good price there in race 8. Let's turn the page. Another big field, another nice maiden race for you here in race 9. No scratches here in the 9th race. Big 9-horse field. Maiden claiming $40,000 for filly mares 3 and up. Going a flat mile. We both have the 3 on top here. Big Bad Red for trainer Donald DeMeza, 3-year-old filly by Looking at Lucky. Andrew Wolfson comes to town to ride. This horse, she has not run a bad race. A couple good 2-year-old efforts last year, and then she came off the long layoff late September up at Penn National, going long against Maiden Special Weight. All right, 3rd that day, and then an okay 3rd on the synthetic at Presque Isle last out. So she should have a good foundation underneath her to get to mile today. That's why I like her. I put her on top.
Yeah, I like her too. By Looking at Lucky out of a Malibu Moon mare, the distance should not be an issue. And I just love these horses and these fillies who are just simply honest. I mean, you look at her form, like you said, she's never run a bad race in her life, and she could even run better here today, stretching out to a mile.
All right, so we both have the 3 on top. We have a video spotlight to show you in race 9, the 7 Silent Fluidity, your 5-2 morning line favorite. Here's the race in the fog, October 20th, in the slop. Maiden Special Weight came off the turf this day, going a mile. A good second against Maiden Special Weight. So 59 Buyer speed figure this day. Now we get a fast track today. This will be the first start on the fast track for this Animal Kingdom filly.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be key. First start on the fast track for Animal Kingdoms. I mean, they don't love running on this type of track, and this one ran very well that day. Gets back to a fast track. Sharp work since that last race for Cal Lynch, and his young horses are always running very well. So I like Silent Fluidity a bit here this afternoon.
All right, so we both use that horse in our top 4. Check out our picks here for race 9. We both have the 3 on top. We use the 7. All right, I use the 7. You have the 7 in the mix. Let's take a look next at the 6. Beckon gets Trevor McCarthy to ride. First off, the claim for Ann Merriman today. A good second on the turf last out. Ran an okay second on a sloppy track at Monmouth. This will be the first start on a fast track for this daughter of Tisway out of a broad brush mare.
And first off, the claim, getting to a fast track. Here's had to work up at Pimlico since that last race, and it's just going to be a question if he handles the fast track. He handled the off track pretty well, and there's no reason for him not to. By Tisway out of a broad brush mare should handle a dry fast track without any issues.
All right, the 1, I didn't use the 1. You have Laurel Lady in the mix there, a 3-year-old daughter of Bellamy Road, first start on the main track today.
Yeah, I do, because I like these horses who come off the turf and go to the main when they've never run on the main before. Especially when their breeding doesn't bleed turf. by Bellamy Road out of an Honor and Glory mare. This one's more than eligible to move forward on the main track. Now, look, her first race wasn't bad. She only got beat 6 lengths while running 5th. Her last race, it was pretty ugly, no doubt about that. Trouble in the first part of the race. She was in tight and never really got a chance to run. But she's getting dirt today. I do like that. Victor Carrasco rides 8-1 on the line for Rodney Jenkins.
All right, so big 9-horse field in race 9 to wrap things up. Nice carryover today in that late pick 5. That starts in race 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Today's carryover a little over 4,000. Carryover as well in the Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 4. You can check out all of our tickets for today and our picks for today online at laurelpark.com underneath the handicapping section. That's it. We're out of time. Good luck today, Tim. We'll be back on it for the first race. Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.